Okay, hello everyone. Good morning, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to join us today for our live threat simulation, EDR Killer versus Managed Endpoint XDR. Excited for this one. A pleasure to be joined by Yaz Bakar, who is a principal consulting architect for XDR here at Barracuda, as well as a certified ethical hacker. I'm going to hand the reins over to him very shortly, but firstly, I would like to mention a few quick housekeeping items before we get started today. So first and foremost, this webinar is being recorded, and we'll be sharing a link to the recording with you in our follow-up email, which will probably arrive in your inbox tomorrow morning. So make sure to be on the lookout for that if there's anything that you'd like to revisit from today's session. Secondly, we do encourage audience participation. You will see a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. So if a question pops into your mind at any point today, then please do send that through to us and we'll try and answer as many of those questions as we can at the end. And finally, if English is not your first language and you'd like to follow along with subtitles, then that option is also available to you. And with that, I will hand things over to Yaz to get us started. Over to you, Yaz.
Thank you so much, Stan. Hello, everyone, and welcome on this session. So today, I selected the topic is EDR killer. The reason behind it is that we have noticed that a lot of threats actually now, the threat actors are using an EDR killer and followed after with ransomware. So what is exactly an EDR killer? So as the name stands, it's basically going to deactivate or kill simply your antivirus or your EDR protection. There are multiple ways how to do that. They can eventually use what we call a USB hammer that's do a payload of modifications on your system policies of your device. So basically I can have a stick USB connected and basically disable the protection on your system and then basically crack your credentials password to access your device. There are also other types like modifications of registry, especially if the endpoint protection is very weak and if it's the EDR is not a next generation endpoint protection. Obviously, when we talk about an antivirus, a traditional AV, it will be piece of cake. It will be really straightforward to disable the protection. Now, I would say now with the next generation EDR solutions, it's little some struggle to do it, but not impossible. So the EDR killer is much more focused on disabling the protection on your devices. Once the protection is disabled, then they can just simply do whatever they need. They can deploy your ransomware if they want, and or extract the informations or whatever they need. Now, let's keep this session really straightforward, as I'm really very straightforward guy. So I would like to run a clear simulation now on Microsoft Defender. The reason I selected Microsoft Defender because this is something that is very commonly used. So I have here a VM, which one is hosted on my Azure environment. Let's make this window a little bit bigger so that everyone can see clearly. So first of all, if I take a look on my services, I can see clearly here, I can refresh the services. We can see that Microsoft Defender is up and running. Happy days. So the protection here is activated. Even if I will go to the protection here on the settings, I can take a look. I can see that manage settings. I can see that real-time protection is activated and this setting is actually managed by administrator. So basically I have a lab licenses of Microsoft Defender and basically I deployed policy protection on Microsoft Defender on this device. Now, what you can notice here on the left-hand side is that I have what we call an EDR Kruger. I don't lie you, this is something that I created by myself. It's a small tool that I have created using Python, but I have added something into it. It's a Kruger element into it. So it's a Python software combined with the Kruger software. Now, if I'm going to launch this Kruger software here, I'm going to right click and do run as administrator. It's going to open a window and basically it's going to apply a policy on that device. It's going to apply a malicious policy actually telling that EDR, you're not allowed. And then automatically it will restart the device. As you can see here, my session is disconnected. So I can close and let's give it like a few seconds. The device is restarting. Let's give it a moment. Microsoft Defender. Still rebooting. So I have here. Still not connected. Oh, now the machine is back. And I will just bring that window so that you can see it. So here I'm logging in. So the device is loading. Now, if I go back into that Microsoft Defender thing, all type services. And if I go to Microsoft, you can see here, Microsoft Defender, the services are not running anymore. So basically I disabled now the protection on Microsoft Defender. Even if I want to start it, look at this. So it's going to say, no, cannot start it. It's blocked. And if I try to do another one here, and this is the element that I like here is that it's telling me that an application control policy has blocked this file. So we cannot anymore start the Microsoft Defender. And actually, if I go here into that protection here, is still loading, still thinking. It doesn't understand why the services are not starting. And it will not start. Now, actually, to start those services in this type of attack of EDR killer, actually, you need to go into, let's say, your Windows, and you can go to System32. And under System32, the Kruger EDR killer, basically, under code integrity, it's created a policy. Now, it's quite difficult to know which policy actually is it, but this is the policy that is malicious that has been created. So that policy blocked basically the EDR. Now, if I applied the same software on CrowdStrike or whether SentinelOne or any other endpoint protection, I bet that it will disable the services. Now, once I remove that policy here, so I will just delete it from here, from the System32. Now, if I will restart the device again, after a few seconds, similarly as we did before, we should see that basically the service is up and running. But what is quite weird for me is that Microsoft Defender did not, detect that malicious software that I had on the desktop. Now, as I mentioned, there is multiple ways how to have an EDR killer. You can do modifications of the DLL. You can also make a push drivers modification as well in the system. So basically the drivers will not allow an EDR to be running. So there is really multiple ways now the threat actors can use. Let me try to open that window again, and here we go. So bringing the window again of Microsoft Defender. Now, if I go into services, after that I have deleted that policy. Services, here we go. If we take a look now on Microsoft Defender, we can see that it's up and running back. So as you can see, just a simple policy blocked the EDR from running. Now let's talk about if you have the managed endpoint protection. That will be a different conversation. So with the managed endpoint protection in Barracuda, we use SentinelOne version complete. SentinelOne is the next generation endpoint protection. It has two IIs. It has what we call a static II, which one is deployed on each device. So in case the device is disconnected from the network, there is an II in place, which one is smart enough to take remediation actions. Now, also there is what we call the dynamic II, which one is controlled from the cloud. Now, the advantage with SentinelOne is that it's very much modular. Now, it's very much modular, so much that we, Barracuda, created multiple workflows and multiple customized detections. We are having the SOAR, the Security Orchestration Automation Response, added into the SentinelOne. So it's not anymore just a standalone SentinelOne. It's really more powerful. It's enhanced at least by 25%. We are adding the SIEM as well. So we do the cross correlations of all those events. We are enriching the logs by the TIPs. And also we use the MITRE ATT&CK in SentinelOne to detect the new tactic and tactic used by the threat actors. Now, our solution is fully managed by the SOC team 24/7. We are in charge of all types of remediations. So you will have access to the divisibility, you will have access to the threat hunting features that are available in SentinelOne, and above all, you have access to the SOC. The SOC will be managing it for you and will be also in charge of protecting your endpoint. Now, if that the same situation happened of the EDR killer with our managed endpoint protection, how would that look like? So if we take a look at this video here that I recorded, because I needed to highlight a few elements. So we have here SentinelOne, and we have exactly the same EDR Kruger here. So I'm going to open it. And then it's going to open the same console. But the difference with Microsoft Defender that we have a customized detection. So we detected that there is a policy going to be applied and is going to block. But SentinelOne was faster this time. It's already blocked the threat, it's blocked the policy and mitigated the software instantly because this is an II behavioral. So now, obviously, the device is getting isolated because we have a workflow that is going to isolate the device in that case. We detected on the SentinelOne dashboard that this is an EDR Kruger killer. And you can see here multiple elements. You can see the MAC address, the full path name, and also you can see the Explore, which really is good visibility because it's going to show you a tree of processes, what happened exactly, at what stage, who clicked on what, and so on. And you will have that visibility as well. It's really a nice advantage to have it. Now, also you have the XDR dashboard of Barracuda. On the XDR dashboard, Barracuda also will be displayed the alerts. So we can see here there is a sample of alerts that was created. Let's scroll back a little bit further. Here we have, it's a high severity because it's an EDR killer. So it's involving also phone call. So we are calling you and informing you about it. But also we are providing you that information that it has been mitigated, that this is the name of the device, that we initiated the isolation, and also we are providing you with the raw log event. So in case you want to investigate. And by the way, the raw log events are also available on the SentinelOne dashboard, which one, by the way, you will have access to as well. You can have also some recommendations. As usual, our SOC team will be more than happy to assist you 24/7. So you need an assistance, you have a question about related to your EDR, about your network, you can just reach out to them and ask them and basically consider them as an extension of your cybersecurity team. And since I'm talking about SOC, it is important to highlight the maturity of SOC is really, really important. I mean, like, I know that there are a lot of fancy solutions in the market which has really fantastic marketing campaigns, but the SOC maturity is key. So if you would like to implement XDR, really search for a good mature SOC. So we have the blue team in charge of analyzing the alarms. We have the green team dedicated just for the endpoint protection. So those are managing the SentinelOne, and they are in charge of updating the rules, the policy, creating custom detections. We have the purple team in charge of points of escalation, I would say, for the blue team. And finally, the red team, threat hunters, incident responders. So in case there will be an incident, the top of the top cyber experts will be involved and will be helping you live. Yeah, that was it from my side. Let's move to Q&A session. And Stan, let me know if there is any questions that we have there.
Awesome. Thank you, Yas. Yes, we do have
Mm-hmm.
a few questions that have come through. If anyone does have a question, then now's the time to send it over. Um, Tommy's asked whether XDR integrates with CrowdStrike.
We do integrate with CrowdStrike. The issue is that from a perspective of monitoring. So we will integrate by API with CrowdStrike. We will ingest all the logs from the CrowdStrike. We will enrich them by our TIPs and cross-correlate them with other logs. And we will be sending an alert. If we, for example, see that a malware is not mitigated, you will have someone from the SOC calling you and telling, hey, on the device XYZ, we noticed a zero-day malware and it has been not mitigated by CrowdStrike. They can assist you, but we have hands off. We cannot take action similarly as SentinelOne we do. We are thinking about creating an automated threat response or automated threat remediation in future. But for now, we alert you, we guide you, we can assist you as long as needed in regards to CrowdStrike.
Perfect. Thank you. And if people
Mhm.
want to see what else XDR integrates, is there anywhere on our website? Is there an integrations
Yeah,
page?
that is on the website, and we will follow with the link. I think, Stan, that
Hmm.
should be possible to follow with the link on the website to show all the integrations that we have. Yeah, we have plenty, and we are creating more and more integrations because we are technology agnostic and we are trying to be as flexible as possible. So, yeah.
Awesome. Um, could you give us an idea on the pricing and the licensing for this?
Yeah, so we invite you to be in touch with our sales. We can reach out to you if you want, and we can schedule a session, and we can also talk from a technical side and from a pricing side as well. We'll be more than happy for that.
Perfect. Thank you. How would a managed XDR service help us to achieve cyber insurance requirements?
Well, compliances nowadays is really a complex thing. I was talking with an MSP recently, and he was like mentioning that they are doing like compliances checks manually. For example, checking firewalls settings, checking server settings, and doing that manually. Well, actually, with XDR, we have what we call MVS, Managed Vulnerability Security, that is able to also provide you some documentations related to compliance. So we can provide you a report, say, hey, I need a HIPAA compliance or PCI compliance, and it's going to show you here you are compliant, here you are not compliant, and this is how to fix it. So this is a managed vulnerability security that we offer in XDR. We can deploy a scan engine on your environment and scan and see if you are compliant or not, and we can help you on that. Now, to be transparent, we are not going to check all the boxes, but definitely XDR is going to cover a lot, many boxes will be checked.
Awesome. Thank you. How does Barracuda's SOC prioritize which alerts require human analysis versus automated response?
Well, the good news is that it's always human analyzed as well. So there is the SOAR. The SOAR is creating basically an automated investigation. The automated investigation is always displayed to the SOC. So there is always a human eye looking at each incident. And this is the power of Barracuda XDR because I mean, like, it's great to have automation, it's great to have the technology, but it needs to be supervised by humans, at least in my opinion. And we want that each alert, someone is looking at it and thinking if this is a true positive or false positive, or how to prevent this incident. So my answer is we are always keeping an eye on all alerts. There is a lot of automation. I can't deny it. Yes, there is a lot of automation, but someone always is looking.
Great, thank you. When would you recommend the monitored service using an existing EDR over the fully managed SentinelOne deployment? Are there trade-offs in detection speed?
Well, if you are stuck and you have a contract with an EDR solution and you cannot move straight away now to the Managed Endpoint Protection SentinelOne, then we can offer you the monitored version. So, for example, let's say you are on CrowdStrike, you still have a contract for 1 year, let's say. We can implement monitoring option on CrowdStrike. We will monitor, we will be alerting you, assisting you. And once your contract is going to be expired, then you can start a new contract with Barracuda XDR, and we will be offering you SentinelOne version complete, which will be fully managed by our SOC team.
Perfect, thank you.
Mhm.
There are a lot of great questions here. I think any that we have not got to today live, we are going to follow up with you offline and get
Definitely.
your questions answered. Thank you again for taking the time to join us today. Like I mentioned at the start of the webinar, we will be sending an email tomorrow with a link to the recording. And be sure to look out for invitations to our next webinars. So thank you again. Thank you, Yaz, and we hope to
My
see you
pleasure.
all on the next one.
Thank you so much, and see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.